Michael, been a lot of talk this week about the history and DNA of Manchester United. Was that this afternoon a proper Man United performance?
Yes, I don't want to get carried away with all that DNA kind of thing. I think we wanted to play well today. We wanted to put things into the game that we felt would help us do that. Certainly want to be good defensively as a whole team. We felt that we had a threat when we had the ball and on transition at times as well. But actually, when we did have the ball, I thought we looked dangerous. And so all round, I literally, it's an easy thing to say, but I couldn't ask for any more. The boys give absolutely everything in so many ways. 3 days to prepare, little bits of information here and there. And they took everything on board tactically, and then emotionally were able to deal with it. And exactly like we hoped for, really. And to feel that like we did towards the end. And the whole place, I said yesterday, it's a magic place, and it certainly was today, and we all felt that.
So tactically, how did you do it? You spoke before the match about kind of targeting certain spaces. I guess having seen it now in behind and switches of play as well important.
Yeah, obviously, I'm not going to say too much with respect.
It's done now, Michael.
Yeah, but respect it kind of with Pep, and he's such an unbelievable, incredible coach, and there's such a good team that it's not for me to pick them apart kind of publicly, but. Yeah, I think we wanted to play to our strengths, and we needed to be compact. We needed distances to be as short as possible between the units and between positions, and we needed to move as a team. And I thought largely we did that. A few times it got a little bit opened up, but we still looked dangerous on our front line. I thought the front four, the two wide lads, Ahmad and Pat, I thought were fantastic both ways. And then Brian and Bruno and Mateo's coming on, making a difference, and Mason coming on again and nearly getting the goal. I just thought in general everything kind of was as what we kind of would hope for, and hence getting the good result.
I guess even with the career you've had, football doesn't give you many perfect days. Was that almost as perfect as you get, as close to it?
Yeah, I think it's as much as we could have close as we could have hoped for. To be honest, coming into the game, the change is not easy. Change is not easy for anyone, but to then have to perform on the back of it is. But I've had a real sense for the last few days, and especially before the game, how much the players were desperate want to have that feeling and want to give success and a feeling to the supporters. I genuinely felt that before the game. I could, if anything, I was more concerned that feeling was
spill over
the top, because they're so keen to do well. But I thought they managed the emotional side of the game unbelievably well, and so that made me proud. To see a team and what's my team today and moving forward is to have that feeling, and was great to see, and then obviously to be able to put it all together was even better.
There was maybe just that one moment where it nearly spilled over, wasn't there? The Dalot challenge, which, I don't know, different day, different ref, different VAR, might have gone against you.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you the token answer, but I literally haven't seen it, to be honest. But
well done.
Yeah, no, I haven't. To be honest, at the time I thought he had kicked the ball out, Diogo, but Sam told me, and his fourth official said that he hadn't, so I've not seen it. It was talking about the offside decisions, I've not seen them either, but apparently they were close, and we could have had more in the game. So that's it. Them type of games you're expected to ebb and flow, and there's going to be decisions, and that's it. Today, if they went for us, they went for us, and we'll take it.
You used the word magical earlier in the interview. I know what you did here and how much you won, but was that right up there? Especially knowing it's your team that's done that.
Yeah, that was that for so many reasons. I think that today was special. Putting things together quite quickly, coming in and trying to put print on the team, but gathering them together and emotionally getting them all attached to what we want to do, and I felt that unbelievably from the staff, from the players. So that it made it a very special kind of day as it's gone through, and I'm not getting carried away. It's one game, so it's really important we don't get carried away. And it needs to be a regular feeling of that level of performance, and that's something we obviously got to get to, and consistency. So I'm not getting carried away. It's a great day. It's a fantastic result, and there's the element of certainly soaking up and enjoying it. But it's definitely not enough. It's never enough.
And just a word on your coaching staff, because inevitably the credit goes to the man who stands in front of the camera, the man who stands on the touchline. But that group you've assembled around you, how much credit do they deserve for today?
Huge amount. I mean, I'm standing here. I didn't do all the work this week. You know, I've done a lot of the meetings and main meetings and team meetings, and maybe, you know, on the pitch and in front of the players a little bit more. But the intricacies of how much detail to give to certain players and individuals and bits of units, you know, that's a skill, and that's why they're here as well, because they're fantastic coaches. So
I feel like you've got a good blend in there.
Yeah, unbelievable, and Steve's got a really calm head and so experienced, and Jonathan and Johnny and Trav, you know, I think we've got a real mix of what we can offer the players, because that's what it comes down to. What can we offer the players to make them better? And you know, these 3 days, you look at the result and you think, yeah, it's worked. We got to keep building on that.
Thank you. Well done.
Cheers. Thanks very much.
So to get a response and a performance like that in that short space of time.
What they've done has been absolutely fantastic. And I think more than anything, they've been talking to them. They made them understand what Manchester United is supposed to be. And then he's given them the freedom to go and do that. So there was no, as soon as they won the ball, it didn't matter where the ball was won, there was no restraint. Go forward. And we saw that in the first goal. You had, you know, it's a free kick that Harry defends, heads it out, and all of a sudden they're 4 against 2. That's not something I've seen for a very, very long time in Manchester United. But that is what Manchester United historically always has been able to do. You know, as soon as the ball is won, you go forward and you don't think about what's going to happen behind you. That, I think, is something they've been talking to them about a lot, that when you get that opportunity. And it was fantastic. I mean, I can't praise Michael Carrick and his staff enough for what they've done in such a short space of time, because it was not easy. And again, I go back to the 2 games where Fletcher was in charge. There was no difference. You couldn't see a difference with the same players. Today, it was 2 different worlds. You know, it's just, if they can keep this up, I'm just looking at the fixtures left, you know. The Champions League is
one game and you dream it. One thing Michael did say was, I've told the players to enjoy it. We're playing for Manchester United, you're playing at Old Trafford here. And you saw a smile on not just the players, but the supporters' face again today, Michael.
Yeah, but you can't. Enjoyment is a byproduct. You know, you don't go onto the pitch thinking, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to love this today." Winning, you know, you only enjoy it if you're winning, if you're scoring goals, if you're breaking fast. I mean, the pace in that Manchester United team now, you know, they got. Peter said about direct, they were looking forward, but you can do that when you've got pace up front. And everywhere you look, there was players wanting to run forward, and then you get 1 or 2 players on the ball.
They like to press high. They like to keep every player up high to sustain attacks. But then when you find yourself defending, it's either an offside or one-on-one. And you can't get that right every time. Can we, any of us, think of a moment in the game where someone was jockeying a United forward and there was delay in the attack? It was either he's offside or he's in on goal. And you can't defend like that. You're not able to give yourself a breather, to be honest. It's hard to kind of get in momentum in the game, because even if it's offside, it still lifts the crowd and it still gives momentum to the attacking team. So they probably need to learn to defend a little bit deeper and suffer and be comfortable in making it harder to beat, rather than when someone wins the ball, within 3 passes, they can be in front of your goal. And again, the first goal, that can't happen. They can't have an attack. And if I just think about where Cherky took the free kick from and the distance, Mbeumo's 10 yards ahead of him. By the time he scored the goal, I think Cherky's 40 yards behind him. Like, that can't be, especially in a derby, that can't be the outcome to any goal.
Let's have a look at it then, what Joleon's talking about. Because, as you say, Harry Maguire being classed just prior to this, hadn't he?
Yeah, he's down injured. But you see when he lands here, oh my God! But he's the one winning the ball, and that's Harry was amazing today. He was a reason for the clean sheet. But this is fantastic by Bruno. He runs and runs and runs, and you ask the questions of the 2 defenders. What are they going to do? Are they going to stop and attack him, or are they going to go with Mbeumo or with Ahmad on the right? This is a perfect counter.
You like Mbeumo's run here, Michael?
I do, because if he stays on the same line, him and Ahmad are chasing the same ball, all of a sudden he makes that dart towards the left, which then gives 2 options. Kusanov, I don't know. In fact, the 2 centre halves for Manchester City are way too narrow. I'm sure Jolien will go on to that. But the pace of the pass from Bruno, the way he just let it come. See, there's the dart. That then is the catalyst. That's then the game changer of that attack. And all of a sudden, he doesn't even have to take a touch. The ball is played perfectly. how else would Bruno present a ball? He doesn't know how to give a bad pass, and then it's just a one-touch strike right across the defender. But that change of direction of the run on the halfway line, change that from a promising attack to a goal-scoring attack.
And from a defender's point of view?
Yeah, definitely. He creates the space, but then Christianov allows that space to get bigger. I think he needs to match Mbeumo's run and force the pass out to the other side, because as soon as he creates that space, like Mo said, Fernandes isn't going to misplace that. And as soon as he gets there, the gap's bigger. Now no one can recover. So if he matches the run of Mbeumo, joins the line, as soon as he goes wide, you go wide. So now you're forcing Bruno into having a shot or passing it out to the stronger position for you defensively, and he doesn't do that.
It's interesting how different we see that, because I actually think Kusanov's doing well. As a goalkeeper there, I don't want Bruno to take the ball and come directly at me, because that gives me no chance. I want him to pass it to Mbeumo. I want to have that angle where I can close it down a little bit. That will give me the best chance. The thing about it is, if he's doing what you say he's doing, then it opens up that gap. That Bruno can just run straight to the goal, and if he gets if the other defender comes across, he just rolls it out to Ahmad, then he's free. And that's why I think this attack was absolutely inch perfect. I don't think they could have done much.
But with that, what you're saying, them the second and third scenario of him letting Bruno take a shot or going out wide, it's delaying the attack.
Yeah.
He doesn't allow for that attack to be delayed, so no one can get back.
It's strange how different positions. Yeah. Like I agree with Joe. There's three scenarios. One is to pass it to the left, one's to pass it to the right, and one is to shoot from the middle. Yeah. Now, if I'm attacking, I'm thinking the Mbeumo one, I know the outcome was the goal, so it's easy to say now, but I'm thinking that is the most dangerous one. Prevent that. If anything, I'm jockeying, I'm staying wider and think, go on then, this is a bad situation, it's 3v2. But the worst, let's just let Bruno have a shot from 22 yards, let him take another touch here. Let's split a bit, let him take another touch and have a shot. That is the lesser of the evils in my eyes. Then going to Ahmad is the next, but that one there, that is the last one you allowed to happen.
Funny, because that's the one I want.
That's the one you want, because that's your strength. That's your strength as an individual goalkeeper.
As soon as he does that, I would come out a little bit closer, the angle down. I don't want Bruno. But when a striker comes running straight at you, there's no angle anywhere. It's directly.
He's 5 yards out.
Yeah, but how he hits the ball is impossible to read, right? So you don't know if the ball is going to go to your left or your right. And as you run with the ball that bobs a little bit, the ball then will react. It gives you less of a chance to save it, unless it's straight at you. But anything here makes it very, very difficult. Now, for me, this is how I'm thinking. I want Ahmad or Mbeumo to have the ball, because that gives me a chance to save it. So I want them to close it. These were the deals we all had.
But it gives you more chance to save it. It gives you the team a lesser chance. If I'm in Mbeumo's position, then I'm scoring 5 in 10. If I'm hitting it from the centre where Bruno is, I'm scoring 2 in 10.
But bearing in mind,
and that's me, but you might,
but as a defender, you've also got assists, and we're talking about it. But this is the amount of time he should have to think about it. Mbeumo's on his strong foot. Force it out to Darlow, who's on a weaker foot. So then it gives the keeper more chance to make a save, where I just don't think he gives himself all the time.
But okay, he passes the ball. If Kusanov's going out and closes that option down, he can still bring that ball forward. Then he passes it out to Ahmad. And but don't forget, this is 4 against 2. This is a perfect counter-attack, because what we haven't spoken about yet is Doku behind. So when Ahmad gets a ball on the right, on his right foot, which is his strong foot, then it's a cross. Then you got Mbeumo, you got Doku, and you got Bruno himself against 2 defenders. That's a situation I wouldn't like.
I know, but that's another pass and another pass.
Yeah.
That's time and more things that can go wrong. Bang, bang, goal. It's finished.
Discussion and debate, because we must move on to show 2-0. Now, you've been bemoaning, like all the United fans recently, the lack of options off the bench. What about Cunha off the bench today?
I was disappointed he didn't start the game, but when he came on, he made such an impact. This should never, ever lead to anything, but the quality of what he's doing here is just perfect. Then, of course, Rico Lewis goes to sleep. He's just been booked. I don't know if you're thinking about that. And Doku just nips in front of him and scores. But Mbeumo coming on and doing that. We have, again, let me just repeat what I've said a few times today. That is again something that we haven't seen too much of in the last couple of years. Somebody crossing the ball,
And what about Rico Lewis's role in that, Jolie?
Yeah, again, He's just caught with his body position all wrong. Initially, he can see Dagu, but then when he runs into the box, he's facing his own goal, and by the time he sees him, he's already too late. He's already past him. But initially, Ake can drop a little bit deeper. As soon as the ball goes past you as a centre half, drop into the line and shut the front corridor off.
Okay, so that 9-game unbeaten